Hey everyone, welcome back to Kentucky Route Zero. We are on the last act today, Act 5. I just realized by looking at this wheel here that last time we finished on Pueblo de Nada. This is Act 5, but after that, is there another... Well, it wouldn't be interlude, but it seems like there's another thing after Act 5. Guess we'll have to see. Oh, I missed this. It's like a script. Act 5, Scene 1, a town. Oh my god, this is after the flood. This is probably the same town that we were looking at in the interlude. Yes. Hold on. Shannon? That jacket! Did Conway give it to her? I think so. Ezra? And then... Is that Conway's dog? Oh, I don't quite remember everybody. Oh, that's, Johnny? Johnny and Junebug, and then, we'll see. That's everything, right? Clara. I do not remember Clara. Let me really quickly look it up. Oh, in Act 4, when we were on the boat, Clara was the theremin player. She played that weird instrument where you hovered your hands over it, and then it would make sounds. Okay. How did all this fit in that truck? It's bigger on the inside. Positive or negative? Did it rain or is it shining now? Well, it's both, right? But let's be positive. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. The flowers are opening. Dew glistens on the grass. May I use your phone, Miss Shannon? Ezra was the kid. He had a brother who was like a gigantic bird, right? Julian. I don't really remember what happened with his family, but it really is just that he doesn't have a family now, so he's traveling with us, and that's why we have this band of people here. Aw, who are you calling? Yeah, his brother, Julian. I was gonna call Julian. The bird? Who's Julian? My brother. Clara's questions are nice here. Kind of reminds you of what happened back in the previous acts. So, where is 5 Dogwood Drive? Right, no idea. Maybe we should split up? Because we're still trying to make the delivery for Conway right now. Oh, it's a nice morning for a walk, but a bit muddy. Ah. Oh. That is not a dog, that is a cat. When did we get a cat? Oh my god. I guess we're playing as a cat now. Hello? Can we go around and talk to them? Well, they're not gonna know who I am anyway. I'm a cat. Oh! This might be Ron's barn. Yeah? His loft. What's my cursor? It's like a little dragonfly that the kitty is chasing after. So not too sad. No, I think it should be happy? Right. There's Nikki the poet. It's a remembrance. Right. Like a monument. Totally. So, they should be represented with dignity and respect, of course. Did everyone die at the station? Oh my god, that would be so morbid. But not to the point where it makes everyone feel like they have to be serious when they're standing under it. Under it? Does that make sense? No, yeah, it definitely does. I think I have an idea. Great. I'll just dig in. Thanks, Marianne. Happy to help. No, thank God they're still here, jeez. Think it'll rain anymore? Nah. I don't see any clouds. After the rain comes some optimism? Hell, it'll probably rain anytime now, just our luck. Assertive meow. Oh, really? Confident meow. He thinks it's gonna rain again tomorrow. Nah. I don't know, man. Animals have a sense for the weather. Is that another kitty? Alert meow. A croak reverberates. What? Reverberates inside the smoker. Why won't that kitty talk to me? Wanda snores. Wanda sleeps peacefully. Wow, she slept through the storm last night. Most of the town seems okay on the higher elevations, but not the middle part. That part's just kind of sunk in. What the heck am I looking at right now? Is that a forest? Oh my god, where even were you? Paints and chalk in the small bag. Diary in the large bag. Stuffed dog in the small bag. Photograph of Chris in the large bag. No, in the small bag? Sandra couldn't decide. Should she keep the photo of her husband? Or should Alex keep the photo of his father? Oh. Ooh. I want to read the diary, but oh my god, did people... Oh. Wait, did people really pass away here? Diary. She wrapped the diary in a towel before stuffing it into her bag, feeling slightly silly doing it. Fraser had been on a tear, collecting all written material as community property lately. She was sure he couldn't possibly have meant even a personal diary, but was she sure? She set everything down, closed her eyes, massaged her temples, and wondered, not for the first time, how Fraser had consolidated so much invisible power so quickly. How had he done it? Had he in fact done anything at all to claim this incredible lattice of influence? Or had they simply, blindly, given it to him? Is Fraser the town mayor? Something like that? Are there people standing here? Oh, that was like a memory. Can we go in the big house here? Hey, one of them's gone. Hey. Oh, there's the dog, right? Conway's dog? The seer reclined high in a tree, carving fine details into a small wooden pipe. The kitty is like looking at previous memories of events that happened here. She'd done the bulk of the carving over hazy mornings with a stoneworker. He smoked constantly. She only smoked when she was happy, or very sad, or bored. From this height, she could see the earth movers shaping the mounds under the draftsman's supervision. She could see him inspecting his plan, the drawing he'd made from her game, the map. Where are you guys going? Who's this here? All I can read is better days. Another optimism versus pessimism kind of thing. If I read better days, I would assume that they had better days before they died. They put their better days to rest here? I wonder whose better days we're talking about anyway. Yes, Homer. And you, my friend? Are you looking for a place to rest? What? Is Homer that old? No, you disapprove? I'm being too morbid? No, you understand me. The animals, too, fear death. I really don't remember where this cat came from. I know Conway had a dog. Conway didn't even take his dog with him to the distillery. Is that a rock? No, that's an animal, right? Oh my god. Oh, you can walk across. I thought it was gonna be like really deep, but it's fairly shallow. Wow, how'd you get out of there? I slipped into a stream and held my breath as it carried me deep underground. Then what happened? Later, I had to cross a desert of broken glass. These two are kids talking, right? The desert was strangely beautiful. At first, I could barely see anything, but then a bit of moonlight broke through the clouds. It was intoxicating. I was swept away by its beauty, just remembering it now. I might start crying. No, I'm okay. I was traveling with some strange companions for a while too, but not as strange as yours. There was a strange woman who I thought was a witch. She gave me a magical amulet for protection, but I lost it. By far, my most memorable companions were the Martians. That makes it sound like it's all fake. Well, we are pretty strange. We have a cat, we have a dog, we have Shannon, who is okay normal, but then Johnny and Junebug, they were robots, right? And then Conway lost his leg, and it got replaced with some glowing limb. There's a lot going on. They were silly and lazy, and I think a little drunk, but I found them charming in their own way in the end. I hung out with an old dog and some musicians. Wow, I'm jealous, but I won't let it ruin our friendship. We should stick together. It's hard. Can Flora not join us? She belongs here, right? She lives in this town, I'm guessing? It's a nice idea, but you should stay with your friends. I think they still need your help. I'd love for them to be together, though. Especially since... Oh my god. What? Especially since Ezra... We don't have anybody around his age in our group. What's going on here? There's just a guy walking away. Well, there's a lot of these people. A lizard darts out from beneath a rock. The other cat doesn't care about me. Hey! Whoa. George scanned the shelf. He quickly found the book he was looking for. There were only a few dozen left. More shelves and books now. The result of an experiment called the New Selection. Privately, he called it the Purge. But only privately. In small groups of reliable complainers, the unspoken rule was to hold back criticism as long as possible. Experiments needed time to unfold naturally, without the interference of doubt. George would have preferred to complain more freely. Interference? Frazier proposed and executed experiments just like any other community member, but his experiments had a scorched earth quality. They were all destructive. He moved from one area of community life to the next in search of excess to cut back. From what we've heard so far, this guy doesn't sound like a nice guy. Lately, he turned his scythe to the library. The New Selection meant decimating their store of books according to Frazier's own inscrutable criteria. We're guaranteed something vital every time we take a book from the shelves. No more time lost to printed chaff. Frazier's colorless voice echoed in George's mind. He felt like spitting. Instead, he tucked the book under his arm and set off for the woods. What the heck is going on in this community? Book censorship? Who is this Frazier guy? Hi. Oh, hi, kitty. Where did you come from, huh? Follow a bird up here? These folks, the ones who built this thing, they chase birds too. Really? That's what they wrote. They followed some migrating birds up here from Central America. Somewhere up to Florida. And then here. Well, that's what they wrote anyway. I guess it might have been a metaphor. Your ancestors being bird chasers? Hello, Shannon. Wow, he is a deep sleeper. Yeah, listen to that. It's making me a bit sleepy. Oh yeah, the rhythm of his breathing. It's nice. Hypnotic. Ew. Oh well. You guys already walked back from the graveyard. What are these ghosts just walking around here? Oh my goodness. Well, I guess it's not so surprising, considering how we thought that Weaver, being a ghost, was around here too. Hey. What kind of fish are those? They're goldfish. They eat algae and mosquito eggs. Very helpful. I'm surprised they survived this storm, actually. It was pretty bad, as you can see. Devastating, I should say. Do you think I should stay here? We can choose for Ezrom. Well, I already turned down the other girl. No, you'll be lonely. Most everyone is leaving now. The town is flooding. It's not reliable to live here. A church? Huh. Are these kitties here? No one seems to want to talk to me. Something in the bushes stirs. My God. Six or seven men stood in the sun, about a dozen yards from the ditch, and he could hear them laughing. He tried not to hear them. Instead, he listened to the shovel, punching through the dirt as he shaped the trench. It was wet dirt. Mud, really. It made a hungry sound as he shaped the trench walls. One man was laughing louder than the rest. He had a nervous laugh that sucked up all the air around him. Here at the bottom of the hollow, there were patches of mud everywhere. Water pooled on the ground, or just below the surface. That was a danger. The laughter quieted into greedy chuckles, and he could feel the men approaching. They were building a trench wall here? Well, this definitely looks like something that was half built. Not quite finished. Oh, there's more here. Oh, Mo! This is the TV station! The place got wrecked! Elmo gave Rita a tour of the cameras and wiring. She'd just been through a certificate program on public broadcasting at the community college, so no surprises there. Nikki showed her the video data bank. James demonstrated the sand and image processor, and then Ron came barreling in with an urgent expression. This must be a really long time ago then, Rita being new here? Rita had entered the public broadcasting program at Fish Trap Lake Community and Technical College with a vague desire to be a newscaster. One of her instructors got her excited about pirate television, and she followed threads through TV and activist communities until she found herself here, somehow volunteering at WEVP TV. Ron's news was clearly bad news. Rita's heart sank a little as they listened. She knew things were unraveling, knew from experience what that looked like. Wouldn't it be nice to arrive at the beginning of something, for once? But as she listened to Ron detail the power company's sudden withdrawal from town affairs, she heard other possibilities. She studied their faces and found concern, for sure, but also something like relief, hope, an awakening of play. Nikki looked like she might have been daydreaming. These were people, Rita decided, ready to step out of the company's shadow and build something of their own. Ron said the TV station would still be funded by court order. Could that be their anchor? They were people. The interlude was called People of Nothing. So this thing was being shut down? Hi! They're having an entire conversation. Are we getting short with each other? Maybe Mo was explaining to the kitty what was happening here. Whoa. Will it still fly? Oh, yes. She just got banged up a little in the storm. Clyde. I'll have her up and running again by this afternoon, I'm sure. Can I fly it? Well, how's your upper body strength? It's good. Really good. This old girl's operated by pulleys. I mean, 100% mechanical. Well, except for the throttle. I could do that. I don't know, kid. I admire your confidence, young man. Yup, just a little bent metal. I'll have her skyworthy again in a matter of hours. Wow. I've been doing this a long time, kiddo. This town has a plane. There's a hangar here. Goodness. At first, they only observed the truck from a distance. It was an alien carcass, something that made more sense in death than in life. The company had dropped it off in the middle of the day when everyone was at the plant. They let it sit overnight, alone and strange. Nikki thought it was ridiculous, but Ron approved. To Elmo, the truck was simply beautiful. The truck reminded Ron of New York City, which he'd visited once by bus, which had made a great impression on him, especially the mountains of garbage that dotted the sidewalks. The truck didn't smell yet, but it would, a glorious patina built up over decades of progress and labor. Of course, there was nowhere to drive it. Even Ron conceded that. Everyone had to agree this was money and attention that would have been better spent addressing the town's drainage problems. Maybe finally get started on that damned messianic ditch. Still, they had a few things to dispose of. Broken flower pots, empty glass bottles, clothes that didn't fit anymore. They gradually fell into the habit of collecting waste and carrying it to the truck. Once a month, some shadows would come in from the night woods and haul the garbage away on a cart. Shadows? Like the ones that we've been seeing? It's kind of like a garbage truck now. Did they buy it as a town? And we're back here. I think we've made one loop around this place. Is anybody else around here? Oh my god, what are you doing? Oh! You're hauling the... thing. Cow? Might have been one of the barn animals. Yeah, this is Ron, right? This was Ron's barn. That's definitely not a place to sleep in. It's pretty crummy. It's taking a while, huh, Ron? I wish I could say, do you need any help, but I don't think I can help you. Oh, shoot, man. Johnny and Junebug. Just taking one last look. You said you were sketching? Researching? Maya and Shannon talking. Basically, we came in here as foreigners in the town, and we're mingling with the town people. But Maya's not even from town, right? She's also visiting too. Yeah, I just came down to see this ancient earthwork. It's beautiful, right? This big mound. Burial mound? Why did they build this huge, dirt spiral? Most of these ancient earthworks are thought to be burial mounds, but this one definitely isn't. To be honest, I don't know what it was for. You're talking about how these spirals and the trenches and the ledges... Oh, another dead animal. Hey Johnny, hey Junebug. I'd recognize your hair and sunglasses from a mile away. Junebug and Johnny strain to hear the noises coming from the well. There's a weird sleepy singing again. Two songs overlapping, but the same singers in each group. You think the truck's okay down there? Our truck? Yeah, it's lost, but they don't seem to mind. It's a well here. All we get are echoes. water flooded the place so much, this just became a well? Was that a well to begin with? Or did it just kind of sink into the ground? Hey, Homer? Almost there, Ron. This is very slow. Anybody else around here? This whole town is built around a spiral. Hey, Mo is gone. How'd you guys get over there before me? Are we going? Oh my god! I don't hear music, actually. Well, the mailbox says 5 Dogwood Drive. Is there any mail in there? Final notice? Oh no. It's usually for like debt collecting and stuff, right? Like if someone wrote them a letter, maybe their name is on it. It just showed up. The house. When? Sometime last night, I think. I've never noticed it before. Does this mean we made it? Dogwood Drive? Not sure what I was expecting, but not this. Nobody lives here? If somebody does live here, they keep it pretty tidy. It feels warmer in here, somehow, right? Warmer and brighter. Strangely comfortable. It's actually quite spacious. Yeah, you could fly a plane in here. The light in here is pretty great, actually. Yes, a good space to read a book. There's so much room, though. We could set up a whole studio. And at night, we look at the stars. I could set up a new workshop here. Yeah, Shannon was some kind of an electrician, right? I could fix TVs again, or whatever people need. Hell, I could fix toasters. I'd love to perform in a place like this, at sunset. I kind of feel like I'm on stage right now, actually. Know what I mean, ma'am? It's a kind of like a place of optimism and hope. Everyone's sounding so hopeful here. Weird acoustics. Like you get little echoes before the sounds themselves. I like it. Can we preserve this? We need to make sure and preserve some of this stuff before the next big storm. So whoever lives here next will know who came before. We could put on a play for all the animals. I'd like to see that. Hey, cat, I'll race you. From here to that pile of mail, okay? Here? The mailbox is here. Come stand here. This is the starting line. Ready? Get set. Go! Oh no, we're gonna lose. All right. Aw, it's no shame to lose. I'm a fast runner. The flood receded. Yeah, it's a little bit different now, right? There's a road here. How long have we been fixing up the place? Well, the flood here is still pretty bad. Clyde lay down on his back on the runway, hands folded behind his head, halfway between dreams and the afternoon sun. He entertained the momentary delusion that he'd survived the plane crash and was vaguely unhappy when the dream faded. Coming into land, he'd slammed into a truck. The driver probably thought the runway was another road. The runway smelled like oil, years of leaky light aircraft taking off and landing. All the state said they wanted was to knock down some trees, many trees, and build a road tying this small town to the larger web of streets and highways that entombed the rest of the country. It would bring in new goods, new people, maybe even some cash from tourism. Many of the residents supported the idea. But Clyde and his inner circle of stunt pilots, turned mail carriers, knew that a road would be the end of their secluded paradise. Choppy seas today, Captain. They have a boat here. Aye, Captain. Let's reinforce the sails. Hello, kitty. Did you finish getting the animal? I'm just curious, I guess. I know them pretty well by now, but I'd like to have known them better. There's one I think is called George. He left us some clues in books a while back. The people who lived here before. We read about George too, in that one house. The ghosts. I leave the radio on for him at night. He seems to like the AM call-in shows, but just out of tune. What is it about the radio they love? They all love it. To tell you the truth, I feel a little bad I won't be here to care for them anymore. Isn't that something? Does Clara want to stay here or not? I don't know. Do you guys want to stay here? Someone's meditating on the mound. For me, it's back on the road. A performance in Nashville. The 24 hours? That doesn't sound that pleasant either. I'll play music with a friend in a small bar. We have performed together before. He sings beautifully, but sadly. Yeah, you're making the right move. There's nothing here anymore for the living. We saved what we could. Everyone's getting ready to leave in general, though. It's a dead town, no future. Hi, Mo. So how did you all get food out here? That's what I figured. Ezra might be able to understand, especially because his brother Julian is a bird. Why? I guess we could, but it sounds like a lot of work. Okay then, guess we better get started. I don't know what Mo talked Ezra into doing. Marianne painting a panel. Hey, Wanda's not sleeping anymore. Where is she now? Hey, Junebug. Nice little setup you've got. I wish I had a space like this to work on the bike. Oh yeah, I remember Junebug had that bike with the little thing on the side for Johnny. It's a custom job. Vicious cycle. Oh, okay. I think I've seen those. Nice and light? Not light enough to fly, of course. Both of these sound a little bit argumentative. How's the plane looking anyway? It hurts to look at, doesn't it? You hate to see such a beautiful creature in pain. Well, Cass would never have let it get this bad, I'll tell you that. Tell me about Cass. Oh, what can I tell you? She loved her nephew and nieces, the brothers who started our little community of pilots. Her favorite was Macy, quiet, thoughtful kid, but a demon in the saddle. In the cockpit, I mean. One time, she had the extraordinary idea to do a trick landing on a moving truck. We all know how that ended. There was one thing Cass always insisted on about this place. No roads leading in or out. Hell, we can always fly. Strange little town. No roads going in or out. The plane is the only way to get anywhere. But now it's broken. So how are you all gonna leave? Hi, other kitty. There you are. There you are. I think this other cat was looking for you. Will you be a family now? You can change your mind later. It's okay. Nothing lasts forever anyway. Every single piece of dialogue is always laced with a lot of pessimism and hopelessness for the future. What's this? Oh man, it's totally broken. What is? Waterlogged tapes. They might still play, who knows. But all the VCRs are shot. I don't even know where to put all this. I hate to call it trash. I wonder if that garbage truck still works. Ah, the one we had on the side. We're gonna throw it all out? We even bothered putting all the tapes in that one corner of the room that was least leaky, but the whole thing just flooded, so that wasn't quite useful. Do you know how long you have to be asleep before you can start dreaming? Sometimes I think I'm dreaming, even when I'm awake. Maybe we should test that in a lab someday. The people who built this library were always experimenting. They took nothing for granted, even sleep. Oh! They called themselves the people of nothing, fearless experimenters. Whenever I make a decision, I never know what's gonna happen next. Is that an experiment? Sure. Experimenting is abandoning expectation. Yeah, this is a special place. I feel a little guilty. But it's time to move on, you know? For me, anyway. Junebug and Johnny walk up. Oh, hi! Aren't you... This seems a little bit like... Do you think you're so famous that everybody knows you? Did you come on Night Noise once? Or maybe I saw you play somewhere. Water in my memory banks. Oh yeah, we play all over. We were talking about the library. Is this your family? Ezra looks at Johnny. What do you say, kid? Are we all really gonna split up? We don't have to. Especially because Ezra doesn't have a family anymore. Neither do Johnny and Junebug, really. Yeah, that's right. This is my family now. Ron dug a grave. Oh! They're getting the plane working. Don't know if it's working out, though. And Rita never got as many bands to come up here as she would have liked, I think. But it was always a blast. Oh, Junebug's sitting on the couch here. Sure. How does anybody find this place without any roads coming in? That's right. At the end of Act 4, I think we were on the very end of some highway, and then we climbed up a staircase, right? Or a ladder. And then I think that's how we got here? Through the well. Oh, they come up through the well from the river, like you did. If they can find it. Sometimes you only need a few people. Whoa, look at this. Oh, the projector. Emily pulls a broken projector out of the rubble. Elmo's projector. Oh, it's ruined. Poor Elmo. He'll be devastated. Nah, he'll be cool with it. Takes a lot to perturb that guy. The circuit diagram. All of our stuff. Emily pulls a videotape out of the rubble. Home movies? Probably some weird art video, statistically speaking. Ceremony? Very little I can salvage here. It wouldn't mean anything anyway. It's kind of a package deal. You need the tapes and the station and the people. If one part is missing, the whole thing falls apart. There was something about a ceremony at dusk. Probably should have chosen that one if I wanted to learn more about it. Where are you flying to? Flying? Ha! I'm just checking to see if everything is working okay. You could fly her somewhere if you wanted to, though, right? Of course. So why don't you? Here we go. Keep your distance now. Oh my god. Is it gonna go? Maybe we shouldn't get too close, just in case. Close, but maybe no cigar, huh? Clyde and Cass sat cross-legged in the shade of a light aircraft. Cass shuffling cards, and Clyde, absently, flipping through a stack of unopened letters. Demand for aerial stunts having faded almost completely, and many of their company having died or aged out of the profession, Clyde and Cass found for their remaining pilots a steady flow of contract work delivering mail to remote rural areas. But this place was abandoned. Cass's cards predicted they'd be here for a while. And to this day, Clyde is still here. Did it work? Shannon and Rita looking at the church. I even lived in there for a bit. No way. Yeah, too drafty. I moved out one winter and never looked back. It gets cold? Sure, when the sun is down. Nice old church, though. Really nice. Could make a nice workshop. There you go. It seems like the people who were originally in the town are mostly thinking of moving out, but are we planning on living here forever then? 'Cause Shannon definitely has plans to take this as the workshop. And it's also kind of like, well, I guess we completed the delivery now because this is technically Dogwood Drive. It's not technically, it is Dogwood Drive. That one little house that built itself overnight. So we're done now. What do we do? Waffles for any weather. Waffle apostrophe S. 3A, lay paper flat. 3B, bring bottom left corner up to top right corner. 3C, crease with firm, steady pressure along diagonal fold. Origami? Nikki applied only gentle pressure. Looser flowers felt more alive. She rolled her wrists. It was the 6th hour of her assigned company store shift, and she'd made dozens of flowers. Rana bought a bouquet and cleaned out their stock that afternoon. 11. Repeat steps 4A to 7 for each petal, taking care not to rip the filaments from step 9. She put Ron's bouquet down in the sales ledger as romantic bouquet, but really, he was just buying in bulk at a small discount. Since the company started allowing resident workers to donate paper flowers to Aunt Connie for civic enthusiasm points, exchangeable for sick days, they had become kind of a shadow currency for local trade. A commotion outside caught Nikki's attention. Men yelling, blows landing. She put down her work and stepped out just in time to see the crowd disperse. This place used to be pretty full of life, despite being a smaller, quieter place. A lot of history. And ever since then, I've just been treating it like a little cafe for the town. Everybody pitches in? Yeah, it's a community thing, but I make the waffles. If you want, and you promise to keep it secret, I'll pass on my waffle recipe before I head out. Yeah, look, Elmo's moving out, but Johnny's staying. Why so secretive? Oh. Johnny was from the power company, wasn't he? This might be a bit... I just can't bear the thought of any son of a bitch from the power company eating one of my waffles. Back before the power company pulled out, I was in fear of my life half the time. Well, I know I'm not sticking around. You think he'll do anything with this place? I don't really remember the fine details of the power company anymore. I remember the distillery more. The debtors. Hey, people gotta eat, right? Well, some people. But not Johnny, because he is a robot after all. All these people of the past. What's going on here? Oh, the ceremony. At dusk? Hey y'all, thanks for sticking around for this. I know we've all got places to... Well, if anybody still needs somewhere to go, be sure to speak up, okay? I think Ron's heading through the woods tonight, back to the road, if you want a caravan. You staying, Em? Nah, I'm heading out too. We're gonna help James move the image processor to a safe place on the river somewhere. For now, though, we've got some friends to bury. The neighbors. Oh, the horses. Was that what Ron was pulling up before? There must be a couple of horses that lived here. Nikki has a poem, and I have a song. If anyone wants to say anything, though, I'll go first. The neighbors were kind, gentle, beautiful horses. I used to go on walks with a silver one, out in the woods, by... Why didn't anyone ever give them names? The silver one. Well, I guess he was gray, but his coat looked silver in the light, so I always called him that in my head. And the other one is the other one. And I love these horses, but you'd never know it if you heard me talk about them like that. The gray one was the one that Ron was pulling. So, I'm sorry, silver one and other one. Sorry I don't have better names for you. You deserve better names. Also sorry I'm so bad at this. Anyone else have anything to say? We didn't give them names because their names weren't ours to give. The horses were here before us, you know? They came with the people from Central America. You know, the utopians, the people of nothing. The people of nothing arrived by horseback in October, and their first experiment was to free the horses. That was generations ago, of people and horses. I don't know when we started calling them the neighbors. We should have called them the people, I think. They were the only consistent residents of this place for over 100 years. And now they're all gone. Who are the people now? Yeah, the horses dying. I mean, the original residents dying here. And then now we have a flood, and all the people want to leave. But then our gang wants to move in. It's like the cycle of life. Makes me think of Conway a little bit. I've got something to say. I just want to say these horses used to crap on my floors, but it never bothered me too much. I never mentioned it to anyone. I didn't want to make a thing out of it. But if we're clearing the air, well, that happened, and it's okay. I mean recently, too. I was cleaning up horse crap just a few days ago, but I'm saying it was okay. It would have been okay if any of you wanted to crap on my floors. I just want to say that. I would have cleaned up after any of you, if you crapped on my floor. Thanks, Ron. Okay, I guess we better move on. Sorry, Elmo, didn't get to you. Nikki, you ready? These are the horses. Thanks for sticking around, like Emily said. It's so good to have you all here for this. I think the neighbors would have liked this. All of us gathered here. They like to be around people. Maya, you and our other visitors might not know about the out-of-towner. He came here to work for the company, to dig a ditch, and the company worked him good and hard, and for less than he was worth, but it wasn't enough. They had to use him up completely. After that, we became ungovernable. First out of shame, then grief, then anger. This is a poem for the neighbors, but it's also for this town. Yeah, we're gonna bury this town today, when we bury these horses. It's the same thing. And burying the town itself is also a bigger metaphor for burying something much bigger. We're gonna bury these horses, and what do you think will happen next? We'll all walk out into the woods and leave this place empty. No, I guess some of us might stay and build again? That's alright. It couldn't be me, but to try is your birthright. If you do stay, you'll be building on top of a grave. But that's true anywhere. The whole world is built on top of graves. Look for me under your boot soles, as the fella says. We all leave town and call that town a ghost. What ghosts gave this town breath and made it home? And now that breath has gone, we buried it here. What's left is not a ghost, it's just the bones. Nikki's hands tremble a bit as she reads from the paper. Our neighbors were the best of us, of course. It's always so. Our better selves, clear of ourselves, where we can see their glory glow. They glow now underground, our friends with love. To greener pastures, we might say, but lie. So let me try instead to share your woe. Here, where we lay our town and friends to rest. May yet someday a new and hale grass grow. Sadness, but a little bit of hope at the end. Let's not make it all sad. Then we buried the horses.
I've heard of a land of joy and peace and wonderful life. A beautiful place of mansions fair and skies so bright, where all who believe the Savior dear forever shall stay. And having been saved by grace divine, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray, just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way. Well, glorious news I tell and sing as onward I go. For those who are still astray in sin, my Savior may know. I want them to sing that praise above some beautiful day. For glory to Him who died for me, I'm going that way. I know I shall meet Him at the gate when trials are past. I know I shall meet Him face to face in glory at last. Oh, I believe that when we meet, well done, He'll say, while trusting that soul redeemed in love, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray, just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way.
We saved what we could. Ron dug a grave. And then we buried the horses. That's it. Oh, that felt like the death of something much bigger than just the horses. Whoa. What's going on? The barn kind of reminds me of Act 1 too, because of Conway. He was in a barn, wasn't he? In that one scene where he was looking at that TV. This whole thing reminded me a lot of Conway because... what's he even doing now? I'm scared to think about it. Will I leave too? Hey. Emily, Bob, and Ben. Are you all leaving? Oh. Is that Weaver sitting next to Shannon? We're making this our new home. Oh! Look for me, under your boot soles. That was a little bit shorter than I was expecting, because I remember the previous acts being maybe 3 to 5 hours long, 3 to 6 hours, but this one was maybe like 1.5? In the beginning, remember how it said Act 1 or Act 5 Scene 1? So I kept expecting for us to go to a new scene, but that never happened. Oh. I feel like I gotta take my time to gather my thoughts a bit. This thing didn't unlock though. I wonder why. Let me go look up what we can do to unlock this. If it's easy, then I'll see if I can do it. As it turns out, unlocking the last epilogue is related to a character named Carrington. He's somebody that you could have met throughout the previous acts. Most importantly, we had to meet him in Act 1, which we could have done by visiting Equus Oils, the gas station, after the first time we leave it. At that point, Conway is asked by Carrington if he knows any possible spots, venues, so that he can put on a play called Death of the Hired Man. Which is exactly the name of the epilogue here. To love a red moon. Mexico? That's what she said. Damn. Oh, she's been there before. Sounds so far away. She lived there for years. Why'd she come back? Ask her. Sometimes it's hard to get a straight answer. So I recall. Well, that old girl's trouble anyhow. I'll tell her you said so. Are they watching TV right now? Whose conversation are we listening on? She'd wear it with pride. She would, wouldn't she? How's business? Shitty. Haha. Sure, you laugh. Sorry, Harry. You laugh, but where you'll go to sit and talk all day when they shut this place down. Oh, I appreciate the steaks. It'll be a different story if someone bought a drink with cash now and then. Sure, Harry. We've all got our own troubles. Which reminds me. Is Harry the guy that owned the bar back in that interlude? How poor him. No, it's not that. As I was leaving the bureau, I ran into someone else. Uh-huh. Your erstwhile janitor. I bet. What did he have to say? In fact, he suggested that he might come by and clean your facilities. He what? I told him never to. Now, Harry, be kind. I told him! Here he is. Now? Be kind. Hey, the video is looping. I'm always kind. How does it look out there, Brandon? It's pretty okay. That must be somebody we've met before, too. The Bureau, because that's the place that we were at before. Sure, the sun is out. Imagine that. I mean, it's clear skies. Whatever they're watching kinda looks like Star Wars. Clear skies today. Well, I'll get started. Listen, kid. Just go on back, my young friend. We'll check in on you shortly. Oh, it's just a couple of bathrooms. See, that attitude. Go on back, Brandon. Okay, I'll start with the ladies. Fine. There's nobody? Yeah, that's not a good sign. This is that bar from the entertainment, and there's nobody here now. I mean, back then, when we were playing the interlude, there already wasn't that many people there. Oh, hey! What are y'all watching? Some soap opera. To love a red moon. Oh yeah, my mom used to watch this one. The woman in the scene, Magda, she's a Martian banker. Her lover is the moon Deimos, but she's unfaithful. It's very compelling. Really. Well... See, Harry? A little bit of kindness, and you got your janitor back. Hey, that thing, once in a while, it actually tips over so much that it touches the water. I let him sleep in the office whenever he misses his bus. But he's not dependable. Off he goes, always when I need him the most. He thinks he ought to earn a little pay. I can't afford to pay any fixed wages, though I wish I could. So when someone else can pay, then someone else will have to. Not so loud, he'll hear you. Look! I want him to. He'll have to eventually. Harry, I believe you were about to pour us a couple drinks? This damn bar is like a muddy, black little pond, where everyone who stops to drink falls in and drowns. Now, Harry, who would drink from a muddy black pond? There is always someone thirsty enough. And what are you in this colorful metaphor? Just another set of bones at the bottom. I'll drink to that. Huh, hell, so will I. Haha. They're falling in love. Finally watching the show? On TV. So, how'd it go? Your plaything? Yeah, we saw that before. That was from the interlude. My plaything? You said you put on a play, right? I staged an experimental theater production, yes. Pardon me. If you must know, it was a disaster. Sorry to hear that. Would you call it a tragedy? On the topic of my production, the less said, the better. Fine, fine. Change the subject. It was doomed from the start, really. As I watched the sun rise that morning, in front of Equus Oils. What's that? The gas station! Joseph's place. Oh! How is old Joe? Reflective these days, aren't we all? Joseph liked Lula Chamberlain, right? I suddenly remembered that. Wait, you did your play at a gas station? I staged? Yes. And nobody came out, huh? I'll be damned. An uncommon venue, by design. Well, it's unique, I'll give you that. Even if an audience had materialized, there were other gaps in the production. Okay. The cast and crew, also absent. Damn. Well, nothing went right. So, I alone stood there at sunrise with no play and no audience to miss it. And you? What's been occupying your days and nights, my friend? Not much. Sometimes I go down to the store and restock, but then it's straight back home. Look, it's changing. Home. You mean this place? I guess. Sounds pathetic, doesn't it? Oh, did we see that before? I didn't think we did. Not at all. This we've seen before. No, you had it right at first. This bar is no home. It all depends on what you mean by home. Talking to Brandon the other day, I got the sense he sees this bar as a kind of home, too. Ha! He's like a dog that walked in off the street. And what do you do, Harry, when a dog walks in off the street? You give him some water. A dog never did anything wrong. Home is a place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in. What's that from? A poem? I bet. Sounds like a greeting card. It's meant to sound a little cynical, I believe. What's the poem called? Death of the Hired Man, by Robert Frost. Oh, of course. Even Harry knew that was the play I was trying to put on. Only the poem which served as the basis for my doomed experimental stage production. I'm sure it's a great poem. The next line is, I should have called it something you somehow haven't to deserve. Huh. Mean anything to you? Well, is he a Christian man? Frost? Yes, I think he was, with a healthy measure of doubt. Then it sounds to me like the grace of God. You get it when you're baptized. It's automatic. You don't have to do anything to earn it. You just try to be worthy of it. What do you think? Harry, you know I only attended church for the acoustics. Then what's the line mean? To you? Oh, I take it very literally. It's a moral claim. There is, for each of us, a place called home. The relationship is inalienable. It's our birthright. No one may keep us from this place. Says who, though? I mean, who enforces it? If God won't, then it's up to us. And I guess you think the same goes for that kid back there. Am I so transparent? He used a poem and went a long way just to say, keep Brandon around here. So why is it up to us though? Doesn't his grandma work in a bank somewhere? Does she? I'm pretty sure I heard that. But Harry, don't you think that if he could get help from family? Sure, maybe they had a fight. He looked exhausted. Yeah, he did. Why didn't you go check on him? It's kinda quiet back there, huh? Not to scold him, Harry. Just see how he's doing. Yeah, alright. I'll catch up on the melodrama of the day, which has looped for like 5 or 6 times now. Well, you've been glued to this program all day. What do you make of it? Oh my god! Oh, Emily's here! Everyone's secretly in love with someone else. It's so boring. Too consistent. I see. Sorry your play was a bust. Live theater is always a risk. That's what makes it interesting. I agree. Sure, you're a performer. You understand. I was in a movie recently. I hadn't heard. Yeah, a western. Kind of. A glitch western. You have my complete attention. I was just thinking about your poem. Oh? Yeah, but I was thinking about it as a riddle. Like, what's the place where, when you have to go there, they have to take you in? And the answer is home? And the answer is home? No, it's a grave. Our host returns, but so quickly. Well, did you and the young man have a heart-to-heart conversation? How is he? He's asleep, on the floor, with a roll of paper towels as a pillow. Try to remember, Harry. No, it's alright. Let him rest. If he was in a position to ask his family for help, then he probably wouldn't need to sleep on a freaking bathroom floor. And that is actually the end of Kentucky Route Zero then. Unfortunately, I haven't read the poem Death of the Hired Man, so I'm probably missing a lot of context here, but let's go back to Act 5 first. I think I feel a little bit differently now after playing the epilogue, cause when I first finished it, my first thought was that the whole thing seemed a bit short and maybe a little bit too mellow, because for me, one of the biggest selling points of Kentucky Route Zero is, all the acts up until now had really memorable, mysterious, and special scenes. For example, Junebug singing. And remember in the distillery, the way Conway was forced to take a drink. And I couldn't control my own mouse, I had to do what it told me to do. I feel like for Act 5, I was expecting to see that kind of special thing too, but by comparison, it was a more traditional point and click on the presentation front, I guess. Not that it wasn't enjoyable, but probably because of the wait too, because everybody waited so long for Act 5 that probably the waiting created some expectations that were never going to be met anyway, because if you think about it, an ending that suits Kentucky Route Zero is not one where there's grand theatrics. It's a calm little ending where we mourn the death of the American dream. I really wish we could have gone to see Conway again, but that's not the kind of story that this story wants to tell, and it's a tragedy, like they keep saying over and over again. This story is an elegy. This delivery that Conway has been trying to make the whole time is pretty much the embodiment of the American dream, which, to be honest, Americanisms is not something that I have the proper cultural context for. It's not something I'm familiar with, but that's the overall feeling I've been getting. It's something that everybody is striving towards and everybody has equal opportunity, but in reality, everyone is plagued by so many issues and problems that they can never escape from. Conway and his debts and alcoholism. Maybe in a different story, he would get a redemption, but for him, Act 4 was the end of the road. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that everything is hopeless, because now Conway's friends, having finally made that delivery for him to Dogwood Drive, they can begin to build something new. On top of the people who came before us, the graves, the burial mounds, and the people moving out because of the flood. We have all sorts of people with us. It's a found family. Our real families, they're dead, they're not here anymore, but we have a found one, and we're all trying to find a place to build a home, a place that we can call our own, a place that, if you go there, nobody can deny you, because it's your birthright. The way this game does surrealism, like a magical realism, is really not something that I feel like I see very often in the average mainstream game. While the aesthetics and the atmosphere were really cool, the lack of an unambiguous narrative, I guess, is also something that's probably off-putting to a lot of people, really. I remember even when I was playing the first few acts myself, I had to do a mindset switch because I came in with completely different expectations and what I saw was not what I was really expecting. In the end, I'm glad I continued because I started enjoying it a lot more, and a lot of things about this game are just really novel and not things that you see commonly in most other titles. And when you start playing a lot of games, you start really valuing stuff like novelty and innovation too, so I'm really glad I played this. Yeah. But with that said, I guess this is the end of Kentucky Route Zero for real then. Act 5, Epilogue. We are finally finishing in the year 2020. Well, this was Welonz. Thank you so much for joining me with Kentucky Route Zero, and I hope you enjoyed watching as much as I enjoyed playing it, and I will see you all in another place, in another time. Bye!